Right now at noon, Judge Brian Hagedorn.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Mark is on assignment, and we'll be back on Live at 4. I'm Josh Spreiter. We start this noon with breaking news out of Oregon. Right now, several crews are responding to a house fire after multiple 911 calls around 11. It happened at a home on Oregon Parks Avenue. We do have a crew on scene working to find out more information. You can look for updates on air and on the Channel 3000 mobile app. A sunny start to this Wednesday. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is here now with your first alert forecast. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, it's felt really nice outside so far this morning, Josh, but the clouds are on the increase in advance of another round of showers possible as we get into tonight across portions of southern Wisconsin. So let's take a look at what we're looking at right now in Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. Still plenty of blue sky and sunshine to go around with temperatures in the upper 40s, but on visible cloud track, we notice some higher clouds moving in from the south and west. A stationary front, well, it's not stationary right now, but it will stall over us as we get into later on tonight and provide some shower opportunities for us into Thursday as well. As I mentioned, upper 40s in Madison, but across southwestern Wisconsin, we're already into the 50s in Platteville, Mineral Point, Boscobel, and Lone Rock. 52 in Janesville as well. Quite a bit warmer compared to this time yesterday, about 10 to 15 degrees in many spots, warmer than Tuesday afternoon. Wind speeds out of the south and west at about 8 to 15 miles per hour. So temperatures will max out in the mid 50s later on this afternoon. But as I mentioned, clouds on the increase, and we'll probably need the umbrella for much of Thursday. We'll have details on that, plus a trip to the 60s this weekend in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, thank you. The Wisconsin Supreme Court race could go to a recount, with the conservative candidate holding a narrow lead over his liberal-backed opponent. Counties have until April 12th to report certified vote totals to the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Once the last report is in, Lisa Neubauer will have 3 days to request a recount, which she would have to pay for. Brian Hagedorn declared victory early this morning based on a nearly 6,000 vote margin. He's ahead by about a half a percentage point based on unofficial results, with 100% of precincts reporting. Hagedorn held a news conference this morning saying he believes his lead is insurmountable. We're learning Neubauer's campaign has already started fundraising for a possible recount. We will hear from Madison's new mayor-elect this afternoon in a historic win. Satya Rhodes Conway beat Mayor Paul Soglin with 62% of the vote yesterday. This was her first run for mayor. During today's press conference, she will discuss her transition, including staff announcements, and take questions from reporters. Voters also passed a few school referendums in our area. In Sun Prairie, nearly 60% of voters agreed to borrow $164 million for a second high school to meet the city's growing population. The district's single high school is only 9 years old. Sun Prairie voters also said yes to a second question, exceeding revenue limits by $5 million a year to give teachers a pay raise and help maintain the new school. In DeForest, a $125 million proposal was passed in a two-part referendum. The DeForest School District asked for $54.4 million to build a new intermediate school. $60 million would go toward upgrades at the high school, and the rest would go to the elementary school and improving handicap accessibility. The district also proposed exceeding revenue limits by $1.25 million to help fund that new school. Both pieces of that referendum passed. And in Rock County, third time was the charm for the Milton School District. This was its third facilities referendum since 2016 after the previous two failed. This one passed by almost exactly 400 votes, giving the district $60 million to replace a pool and build additions to most of its schools. For the first time ever, Chicago's new mayor-elect is a black, openly gay woman. Former federal prosecutor Lori Lightfoot won all 50 wards in the city, beating longtime city official Tony Preckwinkle. She campaigned as an outsider who promised to break what she called Chicago's cycle of corruption.
Together, we can and will finally put the interests of our people, all of our people, ahead of the interests of a powerful few.
About her LGBTQ.
Preckwinkle has vowed to work with Lightfoot as Chicago faces an estimated $250 million budget deficit next year and billions in unfunded pension with no clear plan on how to fix it. During her campaign, Lightfoot made police reform a major focus. She's Chicago's first openly gay mayor and the second female mayor in Chicago's history. Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax is asking prosecutors in 2 states to investigate allegations of sexual assault, which he says are false. His accusers and Republicans in the Virginia state legislature are calling for public hearings. College professor Vanessa Tyson says Fairfax forced her to perform oral sex on him in a hotel room during the DNC in 2004. Another woman, Meredith Watson, is accusing Fairfax of raping her while they were students at Duke University in 2000. Fairfax says the encounters with both women were consensual and he voluntarily submitted to separate polygraph tests. He released the results of those tests showing he passed both. Republicans in the Virginia legislature are calling for public hearings. So far, Democrats have reportedly blocked attempts to hold a bipartisan hearing that would allow the woman to tell their story. 2 more women have come forward claiming former Vice President Joe Biden made them uncomfortable by how he touched them. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill on how the controversy is generating discussions about the entire Me Too movement.
4 women have now told their stories about how former Vice President Joe Biden touched them in a way that made them feel uncomfortable. Biden has released a couple of statements writing, quote, "Not once, never did I believe I acted inappropriately." President Trump poked fun at the situation at a fundraiser in Washington Tuesday night.
Welcome to the world, Joe. You having a good time, Joe?
Politicians from both sides of the aisle are also weighing in on Biden's actions and how they've been interpreted.
It isn't what you intended, it's how it was received.
This is no country for creepy old men, and it needs to stop.
So are talk shows and comedians.
What is it with America's vice presidents, right? None of them are normal. One guy is smelling women's hair. The other one refuses to be near a woman without a chaperone. Isn't there a middle ground?
He talks close. He touches you. That's what he's like. And I feel it would be really unfortunate if we got rid of everybody who was just an affectionate kind of person.
The New York Times reporter who broke the sexual abuse allegations against movie producer Harvey Weinstein says distinctions need to be drawn between his alleged behavior and Biden's.
A lot of these moments occurred in public, they occurred at events, they occurred in front of other people. It's a totally different scenario than somebody like Harvey Weinstein, who is accused of drawing women into secluded places so that he could take advantage of them.
Biden has not yet spoken publicly about the accusations. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Biden's team has released quotes from female friends and former colleagues who say he never crossed the line. Well, there's more to come on News 3 now at noon. Let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
The key to having a tender steak without spending a bundle is just moments away. So grab a fork and your appetite. If you're like me, every once in a while you get the hankering for a juicy steak that won't break the bank. So I thought I'd share one of my favorite cuts with you. It's London broil, and right now we're finding it at some pretty good prices. And just in case you're not familiar with it, let me show you how easy it is to cook up. We start with what's called a top round steak or a London broil. Now, if you've ever grilled one and it curled up on you, here's a trick to prevent that. All we do is cut slits in it about a 1/4 inch deep in a diagonal pattern. Once that's done, we sprinkle both sides of it with some steak seasoning, making sure we rub it into all the nooks and crannies that we've just cut. Now we can cook this on a grill pan, under the broiler or outdoors on the grill. That's up to you. And when it comes to cooking London broil, make sure you keep it to the medium rare to medium side. This way it won't dry out. Now while this cooks, we saute some mushrooms in a little butter along with a bit of garlic powder and chopped parsley. Now the key to having this melt in your mouth is to slice it thinly across the grain. And when you top this with the mushrooms and all that flavor-packed sauce, get ready for some good eating. So what do you say you go online and get the recipe for our Steakhouse London broil? And tomorrow, we'll share the recipe for our roasted party potatoes to serve with them. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a steakhouse kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, be sure to take in all the sunshine you can right now as the clouds are set to roll in later this afternoon with the chance for some rain and snow showers overnight. Dave is tracking it all coming up next on News 3 Now at noon. Verizon is launching a new kids plan, and we have a beef recall to tell you about. Here's Diane King Hall with Money Watch.
Private sector job creation slowed in March. Payroll processor ADP says companies added just 129,000 jobs during the month. That was weaker than expected. The Department of Education has rejected thousands of applicants for its temporary student loan forgiveness program, and lawmakers want to know why. The initiative directed the agency to develop a simple way for borrowers to apply for forgiveness. Instead, lawmakers say the Education Department restricted access. Fewer than 300 have had success. Thousands of pounds of beef patties are being recalled because they may be contaminated with purple plastic. The Agriculture Department says the frozen patties by Advanced Pierre Foods were produced on November 30th, 2018. The products, which have a package code of 8334, were distributed to various food services, including some schools, but are not included in school lunch programs. And Verizon is kicking off a plan for kids. The nation's biggest wireless carrier says its mobile add-on phone plan, dubbed Just Kids, launches tomorrow. It is part of Verizon's Mix and Match plan. The add-on feature allows parents to control what kids watch and set screen time limits. Parents can even turn off Wi-Fi. The plan allows unlimited talk and text for 20 contacts, pre-approved by mom and dad. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
And at the noon hour, let's take a look at the stock market report. The Dow is up 84 points right now. NASDAQ and S&P 500 also up on the day. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn today, so here are your latest farm numbers. And now meteorologist Dave Caulfield tracking the return of some clouds this afternoon. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, well, we'll enjoy the sunshine while we have it, Josh. Yesterday, we saw a little bit of everything. We saw the clouds, some snowflakes, some raindrops. The sun came out during the afternoon, then some more raindrops. So it's a little bit tough this time of year sometimes to keep up with what Mother Nature throws our way. But we'll take the sunshine while we have it in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam. Still showing some high clouds across portions of southern Wisconsin, but nothing too significant just yet. And a similar story a little bit closer to the patch of clouds on the way in Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Still looking at mostly sunny skies. So on visible cloud track, we notice that we're kind of in between these two systems here, and we're looking at mostly sunny skies for now. But across much of the state of Iowa, you can see the clouds really building in and moving to the north and east, closer and closer to Madison. Not much rain associated with those clouds just yet. The rain shield well back to the southwest, moving through Omaha right now, but it will bring us, this next system that is, will bring us a chance of showers as we get into later tonight and for much of the day on Thursday. As far as temperatures go, with the clouds in place and a chance of rain on Thursday, temperatures are going to be a little bit chillier than normal for this time of year, but I think the weekend will feature highs in the mid-60s. I don't think we'll see our first 70-degree temperature just yet, but that's possible as we get into the middle of this month. Also, when we talk about April, possible becomes severe weather. And so Severe Weather Awareness Week across Wisconsin is next week, and the statewide tornado drill is next Thursday on April 11th. So the test tornado watch will come out at 1 by 2. The afternoon test will end because that tornado warning, the test tornado warning, will come out at 1:45. And if there is severe weather possible on April 11th, that drill will move to April 12th. So usually this is the time of year where we can start to at least discuss the possibility of some severe weather across southern Wisconsin. However, June is the month typically on average with the most tornadoes reported across Wisconsin. Hopefully we avoid much of that this spring, but it always becomes possible this time of year. Temperatures are in the upper 40s in Madison, low 50s in Janesville, Mineral Point and Platteville also at 52 right now. Quite a bit warmer compared to this time yesterday, about 10 to 15 degrees across much of southern Wisconsin, and we're looking at a southwesterly breeze at about 8 to 15 miles per hour. On future track, we notice the clouds continuing to increase throughout the late afternoon into the early evening hours. Chance of showers comes our way. We'll need the umbrellas late tonight into much of tomorrow. Don't be surprised if a few more snowflakes try and mix in, especially north of Madison, early tomorrow morning. And then chance of showers stays with us for much of Thursday. Shouldn't be too much more in the way of rain totals. However, it really depends on where this front stalls and parks over. Portions of far southern Wisconsin close to the state line looking to pick up the most rain over the next couple of days. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Your 10-day forecast showing the dry weather returning for later on Friday into Saturday, and temperatures this weekend, as I mentioned, in the mid-60s. Chance of some thunderstorms visits us on Sunday, and some showers could linger into Monday with highs back into the 50s.
Stepped out just before the noon in that sun. It feels good.
It feels really, really nice. Hopefully it sticks around for most of this afternoon.
All right, Dave, thank you. Well, still to come, Angie Horkin with the Wisconsin Beef Council is here with all things beef jerky. It's smelling really good in here. Keep watching News 3 Now at noon. And welcome back. Angie Horkin with the Wisconsin Beef Council joins us now with some very tasty and different recipes with beef jerky.
Keep an open mind.
Okay.
But we have a lot of new recipes where we've incorporated beef jerky as an ingredient. So instead of just having it as a protein-packed snack, which is super popular, we're cooking with it, and we even have it in a dessert recipe.
This is some different stuff here.
It is, but all good. and all easy too. So this is called beef jerky and spinach pasta. So I started with jerky, like one small package of the hickory flavored beef jerky, and just sliced into julienne slices and tossed it with some crushed red pepper, some garlic, and in a little red pepper or a red onion in extra virgin olive oil just to soften the jerky.
Okay.
And warm it up. And then I added in a couple cups of a whole wheat spaghetti noodle, and then two big handfuls of spinach, and just let that wilt down. The spaghetti was cooked. And then white wine, which is kind of different. We're kind of fancy, but
that's
put
different.
Some white wine in, warm it up, let your white wine dissolve, and then you can top it with a little bit of fresh parsley and some fresh Parmesan. So super simple, but really flavorful. And then there's some sun-dried tomatoes in there too.
Okay.
So a really fun spinach and beef jerky pasta, kind of light and fresh too for this time of year.
It is, yeah, some good ingredients there.
So a kind of tailgating recipe or like a game day recipe, but we put beef jerky in it. So baked potato skins. So I made just potato skins with sweet potatoes and russet potatoes. And then I mixed together beef jerky, the pepper flavor and the jalapeno with some shredded cheddar and some shredded Monterey Jack, and then popped them back in the oven for like 8 minutes. Let your cheese melt. And then you can top with green onions, and then sour cream mixture with a little onion powder, garlic powder, lime juice to thin it, and a little paprika.
And I love how you can kind of personalize it too, like depending on what you want.
So kind of protein-packed potato skins.
Okay.
And then for dessert, we have a chocolate chip, peanut butter, beef jerky cookie. So kind of a cookie recipe, but with a little bit of peanut butter in there, a little bit of chocolate hazelnut spread or Nutella, which the kids love, and then chocolate chips, and then about a half a cup of beef jerky into a cookie recipe. So if you're eating your cookies and you're worried about your protein, 5 grams of protein per cookie if you want to do that.
I don't know who, if you're eating a cookie, you're probably not too worried about that. All right, we just got a couple seconds.
So beeftips.com, you can find all of the recipes. Plus, we've got some other great fun jerky recipes on there too. Plus, all different kinds of recipes and cookie tips. So you can find about every recipe you need on there.
All right, Angie, thank you. Over to Dave now for a quick check of the final forecast.
Highs will be in the mid-50s this afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy by this evening. Some showers are possible.
All right, Dave, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great afternoon, everyone.